All right, just so everybody in the room knows, especially me, this is being recorded, so anything we say is locked in online for a while. Hey, my name's Tony Montemurro. I see a lot of familiar faces in the room, so thanks once again for coming back out and supporting Popcorn. Your district colonels and I'm the Princess Anne district colonel, or one of them anyway. But we have a lot of people that have been doing this for a while, and I think that's part of our success. We kind of got our system down. So anyway, we'll get started with the training for 2025 popcorn season. For those online, if you guys have any questions as we go through the training, please write it in the chat online, and include your name and your unit number. Any new colonels in the room or online? First timers? Okay, good. So hopefully you guys attended my one-on-one. If you haven't, it's available online. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I want to address, if you have questions, I'd like to address them while we're talking about the topic and not wait till the end. So, all right. So without further ado, I'm doing the slides, right? Okay. So why we sell popcorn? Well, it supports the program for the kids, helps pay all those, administrative fees and things like that. Helps buy cool things for the unit. Develop people skills, especially at that cub level. They can develop their communication skills. Getting rejected, people saying no. There's merit badges and things like that for advancement that they can do that deal with popcorn. Getting the prizes, unit prizes, if you have them, and then council prizes, and you look cool in your uniform. You can attract other kids to join Scouts. So when you're out there selling popcorn, have some of those the scouting cards so they can sign up if they want to. And then it just supports local scouting. So most of you probably know this. I don't want to go through it too fast, but if you have any questions, please, again, feel free to ask. But how to get started? So sign up for show and sells. That's the bare minimum. I mean, the council's giving you guys that, right? Same thing as last year. We're going to do Lowe's and the gun range at Lynn Haven. So you can sign up for those. You can go out and find your own show and sell locations. You can sell to neighbors and friends online. So everybody's got to register at Pecatonica. Scout Boss, get online, get your kids their codes, get the new kids their codes, and they can sell online. And then make sure you read the popcorn guide. Okay. Any questions? Most questions that you guys ask are in the guide. Okay. So I also recommend, because I turned my colonel unit duties over to my new colonel. I told her what I always did was I read through the guide. I highlighted the main points. When I went and did my tasting for the kids, I addressed that with highlights with the parents. Right. That's some key things in there for you. So anyway, next. Okay, so this is some of the projects that were done up at Pipsico, our camp. If you haven't been there, a lot of improvements going on up there. I think the total is $363,000 on improvements. So some of that popcorn money that we sell goes back to council, and then council helps support the changes that are being made up in Pipsico. And just as an example, the pool house is one of them. It used to be the 4 open bay showers, at least 3 open bay showers. Now it's all down to single showers. I think there's 6 or 7 of them up there. But a lot of changes being made and stuff being planned. So the more popcorn we sell, we help support that, along with Friends of Scouting. Okay, how to be successful. Develop a sales plan and pre-order for your unit. Okay, the first order is due on Wednesday, July 23rd by midnight. So again, same process as always. We're going to have the 4 orders. You can trade products with other units. It's not up there right there, but if you have not signed up for Facebook, sign up for the Tidewater Council Popcorn Colonel Facebook group. That is a great tool to have. If you are not a Facebook person, get somebody in your unit who is, and that will get online and not be afraid to get on there and do that for you. Okay, or sign in as a Popcorn Colonel and make that your Facebook profile. Yeah.
When is the pre-orders going to be open?
When are the pre-orders going to be open?
You're open now? Perfect.
And that's by the case, right? So that's the best way to trade with other units, unless you can do it person to person or you know somebody. Feel free to call them or whatever. Supplement your stash in between your orders. I'm not going to guarantee we're going to get another order in, but at the council level. But if you're planning for your sales that you have established, and you've got to ask your parents, hey, who's going to go out and sell at the office? Who's going to walk the neighborhood? Get that information in now before the first order, because you don't want to be giving out your planned sales stuff, your show and sell stuff to a parent who says, hey, I just sold $500 of popcorn. Okay, and that's typically what happens. So find out what your parents' plans are and incorporate that into your first order. So manage the locations effectively. Okay, don't leave Lowe's unmanned. And that's for really any show and sell place. Look, that's a difficult thing to manage, because if you've got a planned sale a weekend or a Saturday, and when are you going to give your parents the deadline of signing up? That's, maybe it's Wednesday, but between Wednesday and Saturday, if they can't support it, somebody else may or may not be able to support that either in 2 days time frame. So sort of a hard thing to manage, but the idea is we don't want to leave any of these Lowe's openings unmanned. Okay, so try to get your plan in ahead of time. If it's going to be open, give as much advance notice as you can so another unit can get in there and fill that as well. Okay. And then communicate with district colonels. We're here to help if you have any questions about anything throughout the season. Any questions so far? Okay. Okay, develop a budget, set sales goal for each one of your scouts. That's a 30% commission. When you're doing that, if you're an strictly online unit, work 30% into your budget, 40% if you're doing in-person sales. Okay, if you're doing a mix, just kind of play with it, and but just realize that you're not getting as much money if you're doing online sales only. And another thing too, I talk to my unit. If we sell a lot of credit card, we got to do a lot of credit card sales, right? A lot of fees come out, right? So all those fees have to get into the budget the following year, so that we're recouping that money and we're selling to support that. Okay. So here's the example of a very simple budget, right? You got 12 scouts, $3,000 budget. You divide that by 0.4, which is 40% of your commission. That's a total of $7,500 that has to be raised. Divide that by 12 scouts, and the scout has to sell $625 in popcorn. And again, that 40% divided by 30 if you're or 0.3 if you're doing online, majority of online. All right. Oh, Scout Boss, are we going to be able to? So create an account at Pecatonica River popcorn.com using council key 596 TWC. That's the same one it's always been. And that is in the popcorn guide. So when I get the call of what's our council key, I'm going to say, look at the guide, because I don't remember either. Okay, but remember, if you haven't logged into Scout Boss yet, every year you have to go in and create a new account. You can use the same login, the same password you always had, but you got to create a new account every time. I'm assuming most of us know that. Okay, so some of the order deadlines here. The 23rd, like I said, a Wednesday for the first one. August 20th is the second, and so on and so forth. You guys can read that. Final order, October 29th, must be prepaid. Okay, and again, that calendar is in the popcorn guide. So our projected delivery dates are in there as well. So the first one's coming in August 7th. And if you haven't seen it before, that's just a small piece of what gets delivered.
Why so late?
Because typically it's the first Thursday of August. So this just happens. I think the first is a Saturday, right?
Usually
or Friday. Yeah. So it's usually the first Thursday of August. But yes, it is late. It is later than it's a week later. Yeah, typically it's early.
Got a lot of. That's our weekend.
Yep. So those are the delivery dates. And again, for the first, I might jump ahead, but you sign up to help out, unload the truck or the trucks. You get your popcorn before you leave. Okay. Our product mix, yeah, we got a new military tin. So the flavors are the same as 2024, but the cost is a little different. We got a bunch of increases, and that's primarily due to the cost of chocolate. And again, we have our second licensed military tin, and the Coast Guard, fortunately, is not on there. Yeah, that's the contract thing that Coast Guard's a little slow, I guess.
Space for it.
Yeah, we got to get bigger tins.
Football team.
Okay, so here's your lineup. So if you hadn't seen this or heard of this already, the chocolate lovers is up to 60. Cheese went to 45. Trio's 35. Double butter went up to 35. Maple pecan is 30. The pretzels, the peanut butter, and the sea salt splash and the caramel sea salt are all 28. The trail mix went to 23, and I think the rest of them are the same. Yeah, the rest of them are all the same. So I heard that like the 28s, people like, first of all, a lot of us, most of our sales are credit sales, at least for me anyway, and I think council-wide as well. So, 23, it doesn't matter, right? It's a credit card. So, but I hear that if people paying cash, if they're going to give you $30, a lot of them are saying, keep the chain, right? That's a donation. So we'll see. We'll get your feedback at the end of the season. You can let me know or let us know if we're right about that. Okay, online sales go from August 1st to November 23rd. Again, 30% commission, free shipping. And there's, again, different products that we have in person. I believe it's not there yet. But I believe they're going to send a notification to the buyer about shipping chocolate later in the season. Is that what the new 20 for 25 shipping thing is? Okay. Oh, a tracking link with it as well. And then the daily online summary email notification. And again, the email is going to be coming from Pops. Yes.
Super dumb questions.
No questions.
There's no limit to when, or we could start online sales later and just cut into the sales time, right? Like if
Yes.
yeah, I didn't think there was an issue with that. And then and that's basically they order, we're not paying anything out of the troop. They're ordering online and
Yes.
through the website, which is why we're getting the reduced commission part, right? Okay.
And so that payment will go to the Scout store, to your Scout account here, when you at the end of the season, just like it always has. Yeah. But don't forget when you guys are adding up your totals, especially for your kids that are getting into high level prizes, include the online sales with that. Okay, you're not gonna. That's the only time you really want to mess with that is keeping track of it, because I believe it's gonna. Colonel's getting emails and customers as well, Allison.
Yeah, so the Colonel will get the daily online summary email when an order for your units placed. And then the shipping notifications with the tracking links are gonna go to the customers. And if you ever have questions on where order is, that pops at prpopcorn.com. It's Pecatonica River Popcorn Contest.
Can I confirm that you just send that all online commissions goes directly to your Scout store account?
Yes. And I don't think it shows up until at the end of the sale, right? Yeah. So that might, yeah. Okay, so returnable or not returnable? That is the questions. Okay, so look, again, thunk test. If you don't know what the thunk test is, before you return your chocolates, if you shake it and it sounds like it's a big lump of chocolate,
It failed a bunch of
it fails the thunk test. Okay, please don't bring that and then expect us to start fixing that for you. Okay. But yeah, it's got to be loose. So keep the chocolate cool. It doesn't have to be on ice. Okay. I've had last year, we had some of my scouts parents, they put bags of ice in the coolers and the cans fell over, and people are telling me they're getting popcorn cans with water in them and rusted cans and stuff like that. So they don't have to be on ice. They just have to have a few ice packs in there to keep it cool while you're selling during the summer season. Okay. Chocolate lovers is not returnable. Cheese, the trio, is returnable until September Chris N? I don't know what that is. That's in, what's that? Oh, on mine? Yeah, okay, I guess I can, can't I?
But it's September 7th.
Okay, September 17th. There you go, Chris. All right, new for 2025, Maple Pecan is returnable until October 29th. All others, the deadline is October 29th. That's for all your other flavors. Maple Pecan wasn't returnable last year? Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Computer. Jesus. Okay, returns and fees. Okay, so you can return 10% of your total retail. Anything over 10% that is returned will incur a 20% restocking fee, which will be added to the unit's invoice. Okay, so again, you know, the idea is manage your inventory, and this is, I'm just going to say, first of all, 40% commission, highest in the nation. I'm going to say the highest in the nation. It is high. Most councils have in low 30s to mid 30s. But one of the reasons, and it's important to understand this, right? One of the reasons our commission is high is because you don't have a lot of leftovers, right? We manage our inventory, and that's why the Facebook thing works. It was a brilliant idea by one of the colonels. I don't know who that was anymore, but a few years back, and it's been a great tool. But it helps you manage your inventory, so we don't get overloaded here at the council, and then the council has to get stuff losing money for popcorn. Because as we all know, we don't return popcorn to the popcorn company, right? All the stuff comes back. All the donations are used to take the leftover popcorn and donate it to the USO. Okay. Anyway, if inventories are past due, the unit will not be able to receive prizes. So make sure you pay your invoices. You can't order additional product. You can't pick up product. Okay, and then compounding late fees for that as well. So, any questions on that? Okay. I'm sorry, this stuff twice, and the next thing I know, it's going to be a single click. All right, transferring product. Units can enter and approve a unit-to-unit product transfer through Scout Boss this year. That's a new tool. Do not attempt to transfer donations. Each unit should report their own donations using the popcorn prizes and military donations form, and that's in your popcorn guide. So again, payment deadlines are pretty much the same as they've always been. The first order is due when you pick up your second order, or September 6th, whichever comes first. The second order payment is due on the third order pickup, or October 4th. Then the third order is due on October 29th. The fourth order is prepaid. Again, that's everything paid in full. All right, so you can pay it by check using your any money you have in the Scout Shop account. You guys taking cash?
Yes, but we prefer that you use large bills, and you need to know how much it is. You don't just hand the Scout Shop staff a stash that you pulled out of your cash drawer.
Pennies on the counter. All right, the e-check and then credit card for a 3% fee. Okay. All donations are military donations. Okay. Well, I'm just not gonna. All right. So Scouting America's policy: no time used permitted to solicit donations for programs. Okay. We can't do that at the unit level. So that means you can't have a donations can out and visible, because that's soliciting for donations. You can't have your scouts say, "Hey, would you like to donate?" Can't do that. Okay. But if people say, "Hey, do you take donations?" You can say, "Yes, of course we take donations."
You can help in any way you'd like.
Yes. Collecting donations to benefit the unit is against scouting merit policy, okay. Causing revoke the unit's charter. All right. And so this is federal law, right? IRS maintains a database of organizations that are eligible to receive donations. And units are not covered by the council's 501c3 determination. So the council can do it, but we can't. So all donations go to council, which go to the USO. So for the state laws, North Carolina requires a license. Virginia requires a Commonwealth of Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. And again, Tidewater Council's licenses are not transferable. So our councils, I can't say that's 3 times we said it, right? So donations are all go back to council. And so there's the receipt you guys can hand out for people that do donate. Military donations. So if you look on your sales card, and this is I don't want to say a gray area, right? Because the military donation is a product on the form. Okay. So you can sell a military donation because you might have a person that says, hey, I don't need popcorn. Well, we have pretzels, we have trail mix, and we have a military donation. You can donate to the USO. Okay, so it's a product that can be sold. But you don't have a can saying USO donations, okay? Keep it separated. Okay, and donations do count towards prizes. So make sure they're included in your scout sales totals when you, again, especially when you get into that high level. Yes, ma'am.
So, while we were talking about donations, I just wanted to make sure, that if we do $100 in military donations upfront in August, that covers all the pins, like last year? Or are we doing it 25, 25, 25 each time you have to get
So
25?
it's gonna be like last year, but we've got that coming up for the prize in second.
Okay,
So
thank
Tony
you.
will go over.
Oh. You can tell what I'm excited about.
All right. Okay, so the count towards prizes. So if a scout sells 750 and has 375 donations, they qualify for the 1125. And then this thing just says that the total donations of the unit can't be greater than kids sales. Let me read it. The retail sales combined with donations submitted must match the value of the prizes requested. So you can't request a higher prize than what you donate for. Okay, so again, the donations help us manage our inventory. That's the big purpose of this. And if you drink the Kool-Aid and you get that, that's going to help. It's going to help out a lot. But yeah, those donations go to the USO and help keep our commission high. So again, we can't return our popcorn. Yes. Sorry.
You may cover this, but I think it's important to say that the donations actually buy product for the USO. So, you can't donate, but what you can do is buy the product for somebody else. And that's what they owe, is they're buying product to give to somebody else. And that's to the military members who are supported by the USO. So when they donate, they're actually buying popcorn that's going to somebody else, which is military members.
And you're talking about the military donation.
Yeah. So their donations buying product for other people.
Yeah.
So they want to receive the product, they're buying it to give away.
Good point. Yeah, the military donation, that's what it does.
And that's how we get around the tax exempt status part.
Okay, so military donations. Why? Scout is trustworthy leaders or role models or trustworthy youth. Okay, so please report your donations. If you're at Lowe's 8 times and you have no donations, I know better. Okay. All right, because I've been out there too. What are the prizes? So we talk about prizes, right? Here's the good stuff. By the way, any more questions on donations? Donations are a touchy subject for a lot of folks. Just want to make sure we all understand what it's all about.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I'm just not sure if I heard you right or not. I just want to double check. Did you say that you cannot not have a can up for USO donations out?
You can have it canned for donations, but it can't be like,
For
Out with
USO.
I would not do that. I would,
Oh, have it on the table.
well, she's talking,
Mhm.
so we have a donations, yes, we have donations, we keep it out of view, right? But because you sell the product, you can sell the military donation, but I would not have a USO donation can out. That's my opinion, and I'm gonna defer to my boss.
That's correct. You should not have a visible container that says donations public facing. You
Even
can
if
have a
it
separate
says-
spot in your cash drawer. You can have a tin behind your other tins where your scouts know to put it. But, the perception is if you have a tin there that says donations, even if it says USO donations, that looks like soliciting to somebody.
You can't solicit donations, but you can allow someone to buy a product and give it away to someone else,
Correct.
which is the military members through the USO.
Correct. Yeah, that's the distinction is a military donation, you're still buying product, exactly.
Yes, sir.
So could you have a product on the table that says popcorn for the military?
Yeah, like a placard that says buy or buy a military donation.
No, I'm saying, so we have our cans out, and we have our cardboard. Is there? Can we have a product that says popcorn for the military?
It's on the order form. You have found another shade of gray. I would say if you just label it a donation and you
Right.
said buy product for the military,
Yes.
that's a much lighter shade of gray.
You don't want to screw up what we got.
Okay, any other last comments for donations? Good? Okay. Okay, so the top seller prizes, got the top 3 sellers in the council receive an Amazon gift card. The first place gets a 500, second place 300, and third place 200. And by the way, hopefully everybody online was listening to those questions and hearing them. They can hear them.
I'm checking.
Okay, so are all scouts eligible for the top seller prize? Scout must be a registered member and the unit popcorn invoices must be paid in full. Okay, again, pay your invoice in full for prizes. Any units not paid in full will disqualify the top selling scout. The good news is scouts can sell their excess inventory or continue to sell online through November 23rd, and that does go towards prizes. Okay? And the top 3 will be notified on or before December 19th.
The packet had a different date for final selling product.
So the prize deadline, which we're gonna come to, is November 30th. So that's when you need to include it. The November 23rd, there is specifically the end of the online sale.
That part,
You can't sell product after December 31st.
that's what I was.
But you have to have your prizes in by the prize deadline, which comes a little bit sooner.
Thanks.
But wait, there's more. Okay, so again, some of the levels went up. So the patch is now 125, 525 for the movie ticket, 1125 for the Amazon, $35 Amazon card, and 2125 for the $50 card. Okay. And that's our new patch. Oh, but wait, there's even more. All right, okay, so reporting donations throughout the sale. Again, helps Tidewater Council manage inventory. That allows us to order extra inventory for interim checkouts. So same as we did last year. Scouts will earn military themed pins for their popcorn sales patch, as donations are reported throughout the sale. The August 1st to the 20th, they get a submarine. The 21st to the 17th of September, they get a Coast Guard cutter. And September 18th to the 29th, a helicopter and a tank for the rest of the season. Okay, they can earn up to 4 pins throughout the sale.
So if they get $100 in the first sale and they don't, and they stop selling after that, they cannot get remaining pins.
Hold on,
There you go.
being given the,
There you go.
okay, if the Scouts donations during the reporting period total more than 25, the extra amount will be banked towards future pins. Okay, unit colonels should report current and accurate donations by each deadline, and council popcorn committee members will ensure that that recognitions are awarded.
And I know you have the information because it was an EK last year, but if you could get the top three, give the top three sellers or their amounts, don't even need to know the names. But it's a good motivation tool, say, hey, you have $2,500 in sales, you're halfway to what the top three were in the district last year.
Oh, you're saying that we didn't put the amounts in, but
No, I don't think you put the top three, I think in EK.
yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it would be nice to pull that information and not say the name this time, but say the amount. So as a popcorn kernel, we can motivate our kids saying, hey, you're really close. You have $2,000 in sales the first week. Right now, you're 40% of the way to what they did.
So you want a ballpark?
I want to vote
Like 12,000 last year was your top seller.
Sure, yes.
Okay.
And you can do that also for troops. So we had troop sales too last year, if I remember correctly. You guys did awesome getting that information in the EK. Amazing, awesome. I just say, can you bring it out so we can motivate our scouts? I like to motivate scouts. Unless it's bad.
Look forward to that thing.
I
All right.
put that on the Facebook page, so that way it's easily accessible for everybody.
Perfect. That'd be awesome.
Okay, so, any other questions about that? Yes.
Military donation question.
Yeah.
Can an adult with their military donation patches, if they're standing out there and selling popcorn with the kids?
So, hold on, I missed that. A military goes.
All the tough questions
Oh,
here.
I want a military donation patch. That's what I'm saying.
So at the end of the season, let's put,
Let me address a couple things there. This year there is only one patch, so it's gonna be a sales patch. The pins are for the military donation.
Okay.
The pins are intended for youth recognition. Last year we did say if we had extra patches, then we would offer them for sale. We did not have extra patches last year. But I would say the same thing this year. If there's some after we make sure that all the youth are recognized first, then we would look at offering as well.
Things are going on well.
oh, you were talking about the patch that you put the pins on. Is that what you're asking? Okay,
Go ahead.
sorry.
She just wants something for the adults. God darn it.
Yeah.
Just sit out there.
Oh,
Okay.
see how it is.
Hey, I want to make sure we understand that last comment because I didn't get to this yet. Donations are not, may not be applied to past recognition periods. Okay, so in other words, if they don't get anything in the first period, we don't back pay.
It's important.
And again, so this is a tool that we came up with to help manage inventory better, right? And instead of waiting for the very end, we do it throughout the season. And it's really worked out. I think it's worked out great for you guys. It's worked out great for council. So it's a win-win. Holy smokes.
Even more.
Man must have wrote this thing. All right, so the winner's circle again went up a little bit, $31.25, $200 Amazon, Best Buy, or AMC gift cards, or select prizes that are on the form. And then every $31.25, they get another $200 gift card, or so on. So, okay, well, so if a scout sells $93.75, they'll get three of the prizes. Same as before. Any questions on that? Okay, so streamlining prize requests. To streamline the data entry process for unit popcorn kernels, council level prizes requests will coincide with military donation recognition requests on one form. Submission deadlines are August 20th, the 17th, the 29th, and the 30th. Okay, and you can get a Google Sheet or Excel to be available. You want to talk about that anymore?
So what we're gonna do, it's gonna look a lot like last year's military donation form. Your prizes are gonna be on the same one. So when you hit those deadlines, you can see on every slide up here, we've got page numbers you can reference in the popcorn guide. But each deadline is gonna coincide with when you get the prizes. You can find those exact dates in the popcorn guide, but they are, for the most part, they'll coincide with the deliveries as well. What you will do is pick one option for your unit, if you wanna do Google Sheets or Excel. If you want Google Sheets, send me an email and say, please share a Google Sheet with me, and then I'll have access to view it as well. If you want Excel, there is an Excel document currently uploaded on the popcorn sale webpage, and then you'll just email that to me by those deadlines. We heard feedback last year that it was a lot to enterprises in one spot, military donations in the other spot, so we're trying to streamline that for you, and if you guys have any suggestions, like Tony said, we're always happy to hear feedback and try to make it better next year.
Thank you.
Google Sheets was awesome for us popcorn kernels. We could check in with our units that way. We didn't have to keep soliciting for an update.
Okay, so the final prize submission deadline, Allison said earlier, November 30th. So unit incentives, you can make your own incentives at your unit level to increase and motivate scouts to sell. This is a great example from PAC 700. The council incentives are on the right and the unit incentives are on the left. So you can kind of see they filled in the gaps like the 1500 and the 1250 block. And if you can't, anybody need me to go over this? I know we've covered these guys before. So as an example, 1500, the summer day camp fees are paid. Spray a leader with silly string at the 1250 level. So just some silly things to do for the pack.
Question.
Yes, I got
This,
one.
this we'll be able to access the slideshow again if we need to.
Yeah, that'll be on the online, right, Allison?
Yeah, we'll post it later this week on the popcorn sale webpage.
Yes.
I just want to point out that these reflect last year's price levels
Right.
and not this.
Yeah.
The 2023.
So it's, it's.
Yeah. Anybody here from PAC 700?
Yeah,
Is that you? Okay.
price levels are a little bit off.
Yeah, so the price, yes, I'm sorry, I should have said that. Yes, they are off. It's just an example.
The example does,
It's 2023.
it does,
Yeah. Okay, so again, Lowe's, same as last year, districts are gonna manage the show and sell locations. The Lynn Haven Superior, if anybody went out there last year and got some sort of a range pass voucher, or you heard about it, they are no longer doing that, so just FYI. Yeah, he told me that, and I said, okay, great, thanks, I didn't know anything about it, but I think it was too much for them to manage. They were handing out passes for when you bought popcorn or something like that.
What happened to Food Line?
So I think we'll get the food line, right? Okay. So if you need to cancel a reservation, just delete the Sign Up Genius, delete your entry from the Sign Up Genius, and then go back into Facebook group and post the opening is there, so people know. And that's again going to help speed up that process of filling that gap. Yes.
I have a question. So with the time slot, if we can cover most of a time slot, but there's like one little part of our time slot left or something like that, what would you like us to do as far as like opening that up?
So what you could do, so if you're gonna not fill the beginning, right? Let's say you got the morning shift, right? Because I'm not gonna send my kid out there at 8 o'clock in the morning because nobody's gonna buy anything and the kid's gonna get distracted. What's the word for it?
That's what I said.
He's gonna get upset, discouraged.
People have different experiences than
Yeah.
you do though.
So,
So,
so then you're gonna commit at 10, then you commit at 10. I wouldn't worry about trying to fill a 2-hour slot. If you're waiting, if you're in the morning and you're not gonna fill until the end, get a hold of the other unit and say, hey, if you guys wanna come in early, we're leaving at 2 or 12 versus 2 or something like that. You know what I mean? So,
We've loved it when people have contacted us because it works out really well. And look, if you tell me I can sell extra time, I'm gonna want to sell extra time.
or if you can't, see the other thing too is you can't show up. Like if you got an afternoon shift and you can't call the morning and say, hey, you guys wanna stay? We're not, you know, we're all kind of in this together, you know?
They've done all the hard work.
Yeah. So,
Back to myself.
all right, so for the August dates, if you attend popcorn training, that's you guys, you get an early access on Wednesday the 9th. Tomorrow. All of the units, all of them may start signing up on the 11th. Then extra slots released on the 14th. Again, sort of like we did it last time for the new colonels. I know that doesn't mean a lot to you guys, but just stand by and you get notifications and when those slots will be open.
North Carolina locations have been delayed.
In North Carolina, locations have been delayed.
Actually, got something on Thursday.
So signups for September and October will open up on the 17th of July. Then extra slots released on the 21st. Yes.
Well, line up for our office. The first round is gonna be one slot each, and then we're gonna gauge what the interest is, how many slots are available, and then do it from there.
Does a one slot mean like a morning or an afternoon shift or a day shift there?
It's gonna be one slot, however, your location has set that up. And the first round will be within your own district, so you'll be picking from the Bayside location. So Krista can answer how long the slots are for you.
They're 6 hours, 8 to 2, 2 to 8, unless it's on a specific Friday once Norfolk and Virginia Beach start.
Okay.
Norfolk starts on the 18th of August, so after the 18th, Fridays are 3 to 8.
Okay.
If we have a specific day, say like a Monday or a Friday that they're off, that whole day is open, 8 to 2, 2 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah, for Princess Anne, I think it's sort of the same way. Half days, so you sign up for one slot, meaning a half day. And some of the Fridays are
What time are they going live?
6 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay.
And that's 6 P.M.
And so,
One other question, are we sticking in different lines?
I will,
Yeah, the first sign up, and that's just you guys and the guys who attended the first training. It's gonna be one slot, 6 P.M. tomorrow. You'll get a link and you will be within your own district for that first slot. For some of you, like Tam, there are 3 locations in your district. You're gonna just pick one slot and you can pick from any of those 3.
So,
Oh, sorry, I have a question, for those of you that are here for Three Rivers. Since you're here, if you could help me. I did set up the slots to be 4 hours. Wait a second.
Which days?
You know what, forget my question, let me go confirm what I wrote.
Right.
So-
I don't remember if I actually did, I think I did 6 hours.
Yeah.
I hope you did.
I looked
Did I
at
do
Crystal
6 hours?
and looked at something.
Yes, yes.
Alright, you're still 6 hours, okay.
It's not as long as I wrote.
I was signing something else up, I did a sign up genius for something else, not this, that was 4-hour slots, for some reason I was thinking.
Okay.
Westchester closes 6-hour slots, 8 to 2, 2 to 8 on Saturdays and Sundays, and a Monday that's all of it.
Yeah,
Fridays are 5 to 8. Because no one's really sold before 5 o'clock.
yeah, that's the.
And
If
then-
I want to entertain, then I'll have the units near me, let me know.
That's the same problem.
Okay, I got a question.
So, Allison, I don't know if I heard, tomorrow, there's gonna be an email that comes out that we access?
Yeah.
Or is it gonna be posted on the Facebook page?
It's gonna be an email because it is only going to units that attended training.
Okay,
So on that note, make sure that if you're in this room, you sign one of those sign-in sheets in the front, and if you're online, make sure you put in your name and unit number in the chat.
Okay,
And that's, just to clarify for some folks that may be in this situation, like I'm looking at one of my colonels. If you're covering 2 units, that's a sign up for a unit. That's why you probably want to do both troops. Just saying.
what's your comment?
if you're supporting more than one unit, you can sign up for each unit early.
Slippery.
does that mean like the low sign up that yes, multiple ones, you just get the one a month or?
If you're supporting 2 units,
No, I'm using like one unit right now.
if you're only doing one unit, then for August, you sign up for 1 slot.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was referring to, is like, for example, I support through 413 and Pack 413. So I could sign up for 2 slots, one for each unit.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. I think it's.
All right. So somebody asked about Food Line. Here it is. The 2 Food Line dates available are Saturday, the 11th of October from 10 to 6 and Saturday, the 18th of October from 10 to 6.
That all food lines?
That is, I believe, every Food Line in our area. Yes. Yes. Oh, what was it? Oh, this. Okay, signups begin on Thursday, the July 24th, and then extra slots released on Monday, the 28th. And those signups close out on Wednesday, September 24th. So follow Food Line. They've got specific rules, right? So you got to, if anybody sold the Food Line before, okay, so go out there, follow their rules, right? They want you to go to the place, set up, talk to them.
Talk to the manager
Yeah.
and then verify, and then when you get there, confirm
Yeah.
that you're there for that date, and then
Yeah.
when you leave, break down so they can come inspect the space, so they don't.
Okay. Yeah. So Food Line's a little more anal than Lowe's.
Yes.
So just make sure you get with them and do what they want you to do. Okay, again, I can't stress enough communication. For the Princess Anne folks, if you are trying to get a hold of me, feel free to text me. I've got an email address I use strictly for popcorn, but I don't look at that as often as I probably should. I'm going to try to do better this year. Sometimes I get on there and I see an email's been sitting there for 3 days. So please text me, to get a hold of me quicker. But we are here to help you guys, and if you need help setting up your plan, especially for the new colonels, please let me know, okay? Or your unit colonels. Your district colonel, sorry. And so I know some of these folks are in the room right now. Nan Jones is here from Albemarle. Krista, Bayside's, Scott's not here. I'm Tony. Matt Conway is my partner in crime. 3 Rivers, Rudy. Clark is not here, but Tammy's here. And our council colonel is Aaron, who is right there. And my number's not there, but I believe our numbers are in the guide, right? Yeah, so the numbers are in the guide. And okay, so anybody have any questions about our season? No? Okay.
So, I mean, a couple of things, please reach out to your district colonels if you need any guidance, if they need to, because obviously there's a lot of people in this room. And we had another training before this, right, in North Carolina. So there's a lot of people. So that's why we have multiple district colonels for, colonels per district to help you guys out. But never be afraid to reach out to us to try to get the questions answered. I will say, our popcorn guide is really inclusive. So I would look through there first. There's guides on how to use Scout Boss. There's there's information on just about everything you need. But page 32 is where our phone numbers are. And I would say that the majority of us, most of us have other jobs. Besides for Pam and Allison's work for council, everybody else has other jobs. So a lot of us texting is a little bit easier, just, FYI, and then we'll try to call you back if we can. If you want to call, feel free, right? But just figured I'd mention that. I did want to say, first, a couple things. One, this is a phenomenal turnout. So thank you guys so much for really being dedicated to trying to make your unit successful. I think you should give yourselves a round of applause. And then I will say with the Popcorn 101, we've had so many more people just sign up for that Facebook page. If you're not on there, please ask to be added because it is a phenomenal resource. And another thing for you guys that you should get a round of applause on is last year we had the lowest returns we've ever had. Woo-hoo. So that's based on
All right.
I have another
Yes.
newbie question. Are there
Yeah.
any rules regarding posting about online sales and like go here order?
Like for your personal.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. So that's what you're
New.
going to get. So when you guys log into Scout Boss, what I always used to do is I always used to hit the edit button and then save or whatever it says. Like it doesn't always generate an email, but you want to generate that email to the kid's parent or whoever's, so that they can send it out to, or give them the instructions on what they're supposed to do. That makes sense. So I did get mine. I sat down my new Colonel and we kind of trained her a little bit, and I ended up getting a couple emails that morning. So, yes.
I was out of the room, so I don't know if this has been covered, but when we were talking about some units starting a little bit later in the season and about the pins and about how we're not gonna go back, that's when you can go ahead and go online and mention to your families that you would like to support the USO, local USO. They can donate online that way, and then that way you can go ahead and earn those pins for August. Does that sound?
It does, but just remember that if you're donating online, you're getting 30% commission. And if you are reporting a donation in person, you're getting 2% commission.
You have to work a little bit harder asking your friends and family away.
It's free to have them send on PayPal.
I
Donation of.
mean, yeah, you can do that.
All right. Anybody else? Any other last minute from the council? Allison? Okay. All right. Like I said, if you haven't gotten your tasting kit yet, feel free to grab it. I think Allison's going to log you out or sign you out with it. But if not, no other questions. Have a good night. And good luck.